Martin, it's a return to Hampden this weekend. How much do you enjoy the occasion and the spectacle of these?
Yeah, looking forward to it, really am. I thought that the last time I was there would have been the last time, but I've got an opportunity for a semi-final, and yeah, really looking forward to it.
I remember you said after the last semi-final that you'd secretly love to still be in charge for the League Cup
That's
final.
probably true, really, at the time, but I think the club had gone down a long way down with Wolford at the time, so I kind of understood that, So that was a rather selfish thought of mine, but yeah, at the time.
How much would you love another crack at a major final then?
Oh, that would be lovely if we could do it, yeah. But I think St Mirren won't be. They'll obviously take great confidence from the fact that they won recently. They played very well last week against us, and two, the last time we played each other at Hampden, they won the cup.
Have you allowed yourself to dream, I guess, of that perfect final day yet? Of course, that would be the very last game of the season, the Scottish.
Do you know, I was a dreamer. I was a dreamer of realism at one stage or another, but no, I have absolutely not done that at all. You're talking about like trying to get to the cup final, or trying to get
just your story of your last
absolutely.
ever game being the Scottish Cup final and lifting the trophy now.
Genuinely have not done, honestly. If we had, we're not just not. I don't think we are good enough to dream that far down the way.
What does the Scottish Cup mean to you, Martin? Obviously, you've had great success now.
Loved the competition. I know I've said this ad nauseum to the lads here about when the only game that was ever live on TV was the FA Cup final. We'd be getting moments of the Scottish Cup final away back. I'm talking about when I was growing up as a kid. So yeah, it meant not that I ever thought that I'd be participating in it, but it's a great competition. It's got a lot of history, and and I'd just like to be part of that.
It's obviously a great way for any club to finish off a season.
It is, yeah. Did it? We did it way back in 2005, but it really was kind of bittersweet in many aspects because we had lost the league the previous week at Motherwell.
Do you think this game can have a positive knock-on effect for the rest of the season if you manage to go on?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's right. If we could win the game, it definitely would have a positive effect. No question about that. Similarly, they're quite the opposite, I suppose. Really, it could have a poor effect on us. But we're going all out to try and win the game.
What did you see from St Mirren at the weekend that was maybe different to previously, what they did under Stephen Robinson, that you expect to see this time round again on Sunday?
Well, first of all, I have to say I think Stephen did brilliantly there at the football club. They've won a trophy. They've, they're and they were in there competing. It's always been difficult, particularly the budgets that they would have and things like this here. So he's done wonderfully well, and played, I thought, to St Mirren's strengths, which is part of really good management at the end of it all. Now, I think that change of management, probably change of changing maybe in the manner in which they play, things like this here. But that's well, if I can compare it to us, when I've come in here. The way that the team has played for quite a number of years, don't really want to change too much. Some things that I think, not sure, and but just I know, I'm not going to change it because the changes that we're too far through in the league to try and change things. So I think that would be, if you could draw some sort of comparison with St Mirren as well. Too, I'm sure the manager's taken some really good positive things from what Stephen had done, and try and implement his own character into the team.
I know you weren't in the dugout for the League Cup final against St Mirren, but for the players, do you think they'll maybe feel they've got a score to settle back at Hampden against the same opposition?
Yeah, I think that I would hope so. Anyway, I would hope that they would want to try and retrieve that situation that's gone now. They've lost a cup final, so yeah, there's this chance now to try and do something about it.
Is that something that you've used previously as motivation as a manager, or you've seen players?
I'm sure I have. Yeah, I'm quite sure, that I would have done something like that at some stage or another. But yeah, I would have done, you know. But yeah, would have done.
In terms of injuries, anyone able to make a return for the game on Sunday?
Well, I think it's probably a bit too early now for Alistair Johnson, but he has trained with us this week, so that's really good news. No ill effects at this minute. And I know doing some little small-sided games is not the big game at all, but that's really encouraging anyway for him to come out. And young Callum Osman, he's making progress as well too at the same time. So that's really encouraging.
Are those two likely to be more looking towards the league games? Rather?
I would have thought, yeah, I would have thought so, yeah, definitely. But as I say, Alistair's done really well. Callum came in, to my recollection, a couple of days later. I've just seen him out there, so it would be early for him. But I think that had not Alistair got taken a setback in Canada, I think he would have been ready for now.
Martin McNeil suspended. Are you confident whoever does step up will be?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I would have no doubts about that. You know, so I trust him. Probably, I've got two right footers as well too. So trust him move over to the left hand side. I'm sure. Yeah, but I would have. I've got lots of confidence in Big Ben and obviously Dean. You know.
Can I ask you about the other semi-final, specifically the job Neil's doing at Dunfermline?
I think, well, first of all, the two managers have done brilliantly, really brilliantly, and Neil, who's obviously a big part of my managerial life anyway, has done great. It's no surprise to me. I think that just no surprise. I think he's a top class manager. His record, both as a player and as a manager at Celtic, is like quite extraordinary. Really is extraordinary. I know the tough times during COVID and things like this here, but overall his record is it's fantastic.
If your team was to do the business on a Sunday and his team were to do the business on Saturday, how would you feel coming up against them? I would love it. I would really love it. I'd like to put him in his place. Please don't scrub that, because it's not ideally true. I've got the utmost regard for him. He's been brilliant, and I think I've said before, and I think had I not signed from Leicester, I might not be sitting here with you lads here today. You know, so he's brilliant.
Callum Osmond returning possibly for the league games. There's obviously been issues throughout the season with the central striking role. I think he only played 3 games in his time earlier on the season, did make an impact against Rangers. Do you feel he is capable of going in and making an impact?
Well, that's a really good point. Yeah, he was coming off the bench in some of those matches and was making an impact, particularly in the semi-final, League Cup semi-final against Rangers, and that was great. And he was really building confidence as well too. Made the penalty, although we were well and truly second or third best against Michelin, but he came on then, made the penalty, got in behind a couple of times and looked really sharp, and then picks up the injury. So I think over time, I think he'll be a really decent player for us.